Hi, this is Harry from Biofeedback Resources International, and just wanted to give you a couple of tips that I picked up today during a webinar that AAPB put on, and the presenter was Don Moss. So he was talking about ethics, and one of the things that he discussed was being aware of and doing what we can to limit infection or the risk of infection. So here's something that many of us use, the 1020 paste, and people sometimes have the habit of taking the electrodes find the end here. So taking the electrodes like this and just scooping some of the 1020 paste out. That's a no-no. Of course, whatever may be on the electrode then will get into the paste, and that's something that can cause the paste to be contaminated, especially if the electrodes have not been cleaned properly or disinfected. So there's a difference between just running them under warm water versus using alcohol to clean them versus using an actual disinfectant. And there's, to really get it totally safe, you'd have to use a process that could potentially damage the electrodes. I'm going to offer to send you a link so that you can download a document that goes into great detail about disinfecting and proper handling of electrodes and cleaning electrodes and so on. So if you want that, you can give me a call at the office, 914-762-4646, or you can send me an email, harry@biofeedbackinternational.com, and I will send you that link so you can download the document. So the proper way to use this then would be to take something like a plastic knife, a tongue depressor, something like that, scoop out some of the paste, and you can put it on a piece of paper or something like that, and then you can just use the amount that you're going to need on the electrodes, taking the plastic knife and putting it on into the electrode here, into your ear clips, and then that way you're not taking whatever you already touched on a person or something else, like the electrode, and then dipping it back into the paste. So that's something that you can improve on if you've been making that mistake. The next thing is very similar as what we do with the new prep. So sometimes people will take the new prep and they'll just put some on their finger. Again, shouldn't be doing that, because we can be transferring anything that might be on our fingers, which we should have washed our hands, but still we could have something on our fingers that would then be able to be transmitted into the new prep that ends up contaminating the rest of the new prep that's inside the tube. So squirting some onto into a little container or onto a paper towel or something like that, and then using it from there would then limit the possibility of contaminating the rest of that. Okay, and then I don't have a jar of the EEG gel with me right now, but similarly, you don't want to take a syringe and pull up straight out of the jar of EEG gel and then use that gel in a cap, and then if you run out, take that same syringe and pull some more out of that same jar, because you're touching the syringe to the supply of gel in that jar, and that can contaminate the whole thing. So again, you would want to either put some in another container, or once you draw up, you have to have enough in there to finish, and then you want to throw that needle away and use a fresh one next time you're going to put gel in a cap. So that's the quick tip that I picked up from the webinar. And the webinar is probably available by now from AAPB, so if you're interested in that, it was the part 2 on ethics by Dr. Don Moss, and that was on neurofeedback. So again, just wanted to share that tip and hope it's helpful. If you have any questions, comments, please contact me. All right, thanks.